Good evening to you. This is Newsline Live, and my guest this evening is the very vociferous and always outspoken Mr. Azad Saleh, who of course is on the national list of the SJB. Very good evening to you, Mr. Saleh.
Very good evening, Faraz.
Honestly, as a politician, is it opportune to have these elections right now? The reason I say that is, as you know, over the last few days, it appears that there might even be a second sort of wave of CV-19. And we've had astounding, one of the highest numbers on any one day, 295, 296.
300, yeah.
300 people just on one day. Then we have this indication that the airport, which is due to be open on the 1st, is postponed to 15th of August, and now apparently pushed back even further. Honestly, as a politician, is this what we want?
Faraz, you tell me, from November last year, the port tour was brought into power with all lies and deception. As they came, I don't know, this might be the curse of God to this country, that this COVID has come. COVID was informed, and it was told to them very clearly that COVID is going to create problem in this country by none other than the then leader of the opposition, Honorable Sajid Premadas. He said there is COVID going to come and there is quarantine that is to be done. You need masks for that and ventilators for that. Are we ready? Get ready for that. You know what was told? The COVID queen of Sri Lanka, Pavitra Vanyarachi, the reply she gave is, what nonsense? We know what to do. You shut up and sit down, was the answer given to Sajid Premadas at that time. Not knowing what COVID was. Pavitra then did not know what coronavirus was. Johnson also said, your question time is finished, you can sit. This was the attitude of that government at that time. So when you see, after that, we informed them to close the airport. They kept it open. They never took any action. But they were claiming, saying that world leaders were appreciating the president's initiative of trying to control.
The flip
now
side.
Yesterday we saw, day before yesterday we see the Secretary of Defense on TV, on your news. What is this? The forces were able to control COVID completely. Now Pavitra says April 19th COVID is completed.
Yeah.
Right? Then Secretary of Defense says the forces controlled it completely, and we were just told that it is trying to raise its head again. I give you an assurance that we will never allow it to come. But the highest amount of COVID cases was on Friday, that was 300. Yesterday it was 97, right? So things are getting out of control. This is what we told. Me going to parliament or forming a new government is not the issue.
Then what is
the issue? People have to live in this country. It is our children, it is our parents, it is our well-wishers who are living in this country have to live for us. You don't allow them to die. Now 2,600 odd people are already affected with COVID. Now only yesterday we saw the DG Health Services saying some test will say negative but later become positive. Right?
What does that mean to you?
This is what I am trying to say is, now he is saying negative will become positive, positive will become negative. So that means there is problem on the testing. That's a different story altogether. But what are they trying to do then? This is what they did. Like the scientific laboratory technicians came on television and said that they burned 13 people who were negative cases. This is their attitude. Now they were on a virus of election, nothing but election. They only want two-thirds. They are asking two-thirds of yours. Can you give for us? Can you give two-thirds of yours?
No, I don't think two-thirds is going to be.
This is not possible. Who is saying? Vasudeva Nanayakar is saying. Mahindayapa Abhivardhan is saying, according to JR's constitution, nobody can get a two-third. to get the parliamentary majority. But you see, the most important thing here is President Rajapaksa very clearly announced to everybody that he will not be joining in the presidential campaign, the parliamentary election campaign.
Yeah.
No candidate should have my photograph.
Yeah.
No candidate will have a banner. No candidate will use my picture for advertisement.
Isn't that a good thing?
What happened? What happened to that? Where is that now? Now where is the president? Today also is in Kandy, 3 days in Kandy. Putlam, Anuradhapura, Polonnaruva, why did he go? Because he got the intelligence report that 4-2 is not getting the 2/3 and there is difficulty for them to form the government. This is the information they have. So they feared. So he was asked to come. Will you see another story yesterday? He was going to Kandy. He went with Dinum, he went with Maindananda, he went with Jayaratna's son, he went with Ratwata's son, all he went. When he went to the Muslim area, he does not need to bypass that Muslim area. There was a Muslim candidate waiting with school children, madrasa students with white dress with their cap and all that, he was waiting. What happened? Could have just passed that way to see what happened. Prime Minister called and told that he must not get down there. So, the vehicle did. I am telling you, you see the television.
Are you saying it with authority?
I'll give you the pictures and I have the full video. And he is shouting, sir, minute to get a binder, minute to get a binder, minute to get a binder. He said nonsense. He just went away. So see the attitude, only one candidate. Right? Prime Minister gives instruction to the President, don't go there. So he didn't go. So like COVID now,
yeah.
What we are trying to tell you, Faraz, is more than elections, more than becoming the Prime Minister of the President of the country, it is more important for all of us to live in peace. What we want is not elections. What we want is a peaceful country for everybody to live. This is why we were telling from the beginning that they should have summoned parliament, formed like a caretaker government. They should have formed a government of national government with all parties in parliament.
You mean a real national government?
Real national government with all parties and gone on for at least 1 year only to protect the people of this country. But these Rajapaksas are only interested in hanging on to power and just go there, they want power, then only they can loot the country.
What would you say if they said to you that they are after strong government?
See, they will never get a strong government. Right? You tell me from November to today, what have they propounded? What are the pledges that were given by the Rajapaksa family? Gotabe Rajapaksa coming from America. That was the speech that Bimal Veeravansa gave. So he is having in 2 hands, he is having 2 Sanamallas to every house. What happened? Gabbini Mauvarunta, Sanamalla. The pregnant mothers will get another Sanamalla. Did any pregnant mother get? No. Pora Nikang, fertilizer free. Ambunada Pora, no Pora. Right? Only the 5,000 rupees. What did they say? The petrol prices were coming down, world market prices were coming down, and came to zero. 1 barrel, not 1 barrel, 1 Bowser for $20. That level it came down. What happened? They looted that and they made IOC to make the money and send the money to India. These are deals. Then what did they say? We will take that profit for 1 year, 1 week.
Yeah.
For 1 year we will not reduce the price of petrol. We will give that benefit to the masses.
Yeah.
Did the masses get? What happened? What did the deputy governor of central bank say? I printed 200 billion first round. Second round I printed 120 billion. Third round I am printing another 200 billion. So 520 billion has been printed 5,000 rupee notes. For what? To be given. How many people got the 5,000 rupees? Right? So they are bluffing. They are only trying, they are great bluffers. Now see, when you see Mahinda Rajapaksa speaking, now the son is coming to Gurunagalle and saying, my father can't walk.
Right.
So can the son campaign for the father? According to the election law? No. So son is coming and speaking on behalf of the Prime Minister. And the son is saying, Mage Tatage Aganati Karyale Gurunagalle Dana. We are going to have the Prime Minister's office in Gurunagalle. Is it possible for us? Is this thing so? We are hoodwinking the masses. Mahinda Raja.
But are the masses being hoodwinked? Are they, yes, but I'm saying, do they accept, are the masses that are not so intelligent?
Yes, not intelligent. That's why they gave 6.9 million to Gotabaya Rajapaksa. If they were intelligent enough, they would have not done it. Wait, I'll tell you.
But don't you think?
Mahinda Rajapaksa is addressing just 3 days ago in Hambantota. What did he say? Mama Varaya Kadua. I built a harbour. I built an airport. I built a Suralava cricket stadium. I built a conference hall. What happened? Waste of our public funds. Waste of public funds, not only public funds, the people's money was spent.
Why do you think?
Then, 101.3 billion US dollars was spent on the harbour.
Right.
Right? What happened? They gave an agreement and said 10,000 ships will come. China said, okay, if you don't get the required number and if you don't pay us our loan, you have to give it to us on 99 years lease. That was Mahinda Rajapaksa's agreement, not good governance agreement. Then what happened? They couldn't pay the loan. Mahinda was elected for 12 years. He ran away in 10 years because he couldn't pay up the loans. He couldn't go abroad. He couldn't get down at the airport in London. So that was a failure of the government. So he had to give up everything and he ran away. What happened? The good governance game, they had a deal with the Singapore company, China Harbour Corporation. What happened? It was a deal for $1.4 billion. Now, Mahinda is not only the Prime Minister, but the Finance Minister of this country. What did he say? He said, I don't know, they have sold the harbour and they say money has come, I don't know where the money is. I said, first and foremost, the Finance Minister of this country must resign for not knowing where the money is.
But we know what the money is.
If the money is not there, he says. So he is hoodwinking the Hambantota people.
But we know where the money is. We know where the money is.
I know.
I must clarify that. The money was paid by the Chinese. It went to Sri Lanka Ports Authority and from there it was remitted to the consolidated fund.
And the loan was settled.
The Prime Minister at the time, Mr. Wickremesinghe, is on record as saying that the loan was settled. But we have some information that at the time, on the date that the Prime Minister then, Prime Minister Mr. Wickremesinghe said that, that loan hadn't been settled.
If the loan
had been used, the money had, we presume, had been used for consumption.
If the money is settled for something else without settling the bank, the loan that it was taken, what did Mahinda Rajapaksa do all this time? Why can't he fire the Prime Minister, former Prime Minister? Why action cannot be taken against him for using that money? But what we know is the money has been settled. Right? I have got my information and 1.4. And Faraz, harbour was only made. No infrastructure. Only the harbour was constructed at 1.3 billion. The party that took over the harbour, they spent another $1.4 billion to do the infrastructure and to do a harbour. So that's another agreement. So did the good governance government give that on a 99 years lease? But Mahinda Rajapaksa is saying. Mahinda Rajapaksa said day before in Hambantota that not only 99 years, මුන් 99 බද්දකට දීලා ආයිත් ඒ 99 ඉවරුනාම ආයිත් පාරක් 99 දෙන්න ඕනේ. 99 years too. So that was a diabolic lie that he told the people. Then he says another one. There was a party that came. They fested and met my son, met Chamal, and they met me also. They want 450. They want 4,500 acres from Hambantota, which for a medical factory. Right?
Now then,
another rubber factory.
On that note, we need to go for a short break. Don't move away from Newsline Live. We'll be back after this short message. And welcome back to Newsline Live. If you want to send us your questions, 0772 300 305 by SMS only, please, onto the phone straight here. Now that, Mr. Shauketaly, we hear what you say, but honestly, do you think that what are the chances of having an all-inclusive national government in the interest of the people?
Before that, you didn't allow me to complete. You went on the break. The 4,500 acres, Namal Rajapaksa, Chamal Rajapaksa, everybody was met and he is planning to get. So he is telling the Hambantota people, Mema illala tiyenawa, mama denawa. here rubber factory ga dandak illanama mama denama. I am giving it. Right? So, tomorrow if there is a protest, he will say, my God, you Ambandri people, I summoned you all. I told you all I am going to give. Now, he is on television every time coming and saying, I have not sold an inch of land in Sri Lanka. Can you believe this for us? Can anybody in this country believe Mahinda Rajapaksa saying, I have not sold an inch of land in Colombo. So the most valuable land in Colombo is Shangri-La.
Yeah, so perhaps he's forgotten that.
That's what I told. With age. Yeah. Sri Lanka, we have a problem of electing people who are over 70 as Prime Minister and President. This has to stop. We have to, around the world if you see, now youths are taking over.
Who's the alternative?
No, I'm talking of good people who can run the country, not people who can forget everything. No. Now he has forgotten giving Shangri-La the land. Now, in that 52 days government also, they were trying it so hard and fast to go and finish the land behind Shangri-La. What happened in November they came, immediately next day we saw backhoes and all were put to clear the land behind Shangri-La, even that was sold. One was given just and the other thing was sold. What is the one? And this same Prime Minister as President sold the sea.
But hold on. But
he sold the sea also. No?
Hold on.
So he is selling everything and telling the public, I have not sold an inch of land. Can anybody believe this? What is happening to the country? If you allow these people to govern for the next 6 years, the total, we are gone. The country is gone. The children will have no faith in anybody. Children will have no future in this country.
What is your solution?
My solution is, we have to select people who can run the country, not people who don't have a memory. We are electing people who are too old for the system. Today the whole world is going digital. We are going with telecommunication. The children are studying with internet. Right? Are we giving them that education? No. Today, how many months children are at home? What did we think? Did we think of giving them some solution of how to be inside the house and study? No. Except for classes of private sector, the government schools are not doing anything. Except for a few classes are being held. But you can't go on like this, Faraz. If this corona...
But right? we know can we stay in a permanent state of lockdown.
Now see, okay, where is the gazette for us? Tell me. On this corona, the election commission met with the president, health authorities, everybody was met. What was the decision they took? It was decided to immediately gazette, right? All those details. Up to today, the election commission is saying gazette has not been done. I don't know where it has got stuck. So and the PHIs are, when they come out and speak about the meetings that are taking place and all that, Pavitra is blaming him. Don't ruin my election campaign. Right? So if you go on like this, the whole thing is politicized now. Now if you see Mahinda Rajapaksa's meetings, thousands of people. But what is the health ministry guideline? Maximum of 500 for a large gathering with social distancing. Where is the social distancing? Where Mahinda Rajapaksa? Now yesterday Gotabaya Rajapaksa went. Up to 3 days he is in Kandy. He went to Anuradhapura, Polanaru. Where is social distancing? Everybody was bought like goats. They were kept on 2 lines and he is going in the center collecting letters. Right? So won't there be a spread of corona there? But the whole country is going to be with virus. So if the president is violating the health ministry guidelines, but if the prime minister is violating the guidelines of the health ministry, what more do you expect from the public of Sri Lanka? Right? You are getting into the bus and saying, you can't go on like this, you can't be standing in the bus. Bus is just for people to go. The transport system is so bad. People have to anyhow get into that and go. If not for the next 2 hours, you won't have a bus to go. That is the situation. So as leaders, they must guide the country. If you are good and if you show an example, people will follow. If you violate, everybody will violate. To a mosque you can't go. To a church you can't go. To a temple you can't go. Health authorities and guidelines. But for your political meetings, there is no guidelines. What is this? Where is the law and order in this country?
I've been listening to you for so long, and it appears that this is a complete tale of war. What's the solution, Azad Saleh?
See, solution is, even now it's not too late. Right? Now that the government knows that they can't get the 2/3, and they can't form the government also, it is best for them, right? They will say that we are afraid and we don't want to go for election. We are rubbish. Nobody is, we are not, our candidates will say we have spent so much money, we are ready for the election, we have to go. Everybody will think that way as candidates. But what we have to think is, as a country, can we afford to have a second round of COVID-19? If this increases the numbers, children will be affected, parents will be affected, the whole country will be affected. This will be another India. We follow India for everything. So we are going to follow India on Corona also now. This is what is going to happen. Where Modi is our Raja. Modi is our Raja. So this government's activities are more concerned with Modi. If not, right? If you take as far as the Muslim community is concerned, I don't know why our Muslim guys are with the port tour. Right?
I must ask you this question.
Yeah.
All the parties come out at election time and make statements against each other, just to grab poor people's votes.
Exactly.
As a responsible party leader of the alliance within the SJB, what concrete action will be taken not to be in the same situation if you all come into power, or are you too hoodwink people for a vote?
Thank you very much, and a very pertaining question by this viewer. I don't know. See, Sajid Premadasa was the only leader who knew what was happening in the world. He was the only person to come in parliament and tell that there is COVID. That time it was not known as COVID. It was known as coronavirus.
Yeah.
Coronavirus is coming. We have to close the airport. We have to get ready. We have to have the ventilators ready. We have to do this. What? They were laughing at him. They were hooting at him. Johnson said, you sit down. Your question has been answered. You sit down. You can't speak anymore. We know how to manage. They said, don't bring in tourists. No, api China genne. Api hanit ratawalin gena. Our COVID queen said that. So this is the state of affairs we have in parliament. So we are a party. The leader knows what to do.
So,
we will handle it
to answer that question from our viewer, are you all also hoodwinking people for a vote?
No, we don't need to know. Now see, they were bluffing the people. How many people got the 5,000 rupees? And see, the most simplest method is for us, for you, the Grama Sevaka, to go with one person to every house. Today some people are on rented house. They were not paid the money because you are not registered. Then they told him to go to the registered place. When they went to the registered place, no, you are not living there. Right? So they didn't get. What we are saying is every household has a stomach. Every person has a stomach to eat. He needs food. Now today, your news carried. At 7 o'clock I saw the place where they have closed down today for COVID.
Yeah.
Those people are saying, today I cooked 10 kilos of dal and prepared rice and all to sell. Today I am finished. This is what I have to, after selling this only I will be ready for tomorrow. But now I am going to starve to death. Right? People have no food to eat. If you close down like this without notice, if you are closing a place,
yeah,
you must go with something and give the people. Yeah, eat and live. Today, sanitary ware has been distributed, election time, Faraz. Even plantains have been distributed, man. Will you believe? Today, one of my PhD guys, who is going on retirement, he came today with some ramtang for me. He is telling me, sir, then ගෙදරට කෙසල් කමුක් ගෙනලා දෙනවා ඡන්දෙට. ඊයේ bathroom set අරගෙන එනවා. Asbestos sheets අරගෙන එනවා. So these are bribes given by the government.
I trust they've reported it to the election.
Everybody is reporting. Even I am every day reporting something that I see, I am reporting to the election commission. But where is action? Who is going to take action? Nothing is happening for us. What we have to do is stop this nonsense for some time. Right? Think of the country. Right? We are a country. And especially when it comes to the issue of the Muslim community for us, only one thing I will say. When the WHO says that you can bury and you can cremate, what did the government do? They buried. They never allowed anybody to bury. They even cremated bodies that were negative according to their own.
Azad Sali, thank you very much. It's one of these rare times in 5 years that I haven't been able to exercise my voice box. So thank you to you, and thank you for all the questions. Wish you a terribly wonderful evening today, and of course take care and God bless you.
Thank you, Faraz.